One of the best ways to get better at making art is to draw the same thing multiple times. So here, I'm going to be doing the same moon drawing, but in 3 different styles. First, start simple. Do techniques that you already feel really comfortable with. When drawing things like hair or fabric, try to rely on the physics of these things. How do they look in real life based on how gravity is acting on them? Also, remember that you should always take a break when you're not feeling it. I started drawing this part the next day because I knew it was going to take me a lot of time and detail and attention. So don't be afraid just to close something up when you're working on a project and you've kind of hit a roadblock, and change gears or just take a rest. You should always be trying to get 8 hours of sleep every night anyways. That's my official statement as a neuroscientist. And don't be afraid to do a warm-up. Drawing is just like any other activity where you might be a little rusty when you first start, and once you get things going, things will be a lot easier than you at first expected. So for this, I just did a few little doodles of stars and eyes on the margins of the paper before I really got up the courage to start some really detailed line work. Doodles are also a really great way to develop little elements as part of your changing style. I used to be really impatient and just want to get ink straight onto paper, but now I just realized that having a plan through a pencil sketch makes things a lot easier and easier to focus when you're putting down ink later on. When you see something you really like on Instagram or Pinterest or in a book, go ahead and save that. I actually bought a whole book of tattoo illustrations because I found them really inspiring, and it's a really great way to get your creative juices flowing when you're kind of stuck in a rut. And remember to always give the original creator the appropriate credit or get permission if you're trying to make art based off of them. Experiment with new tools and different brands. Just go wild, because you never really know if the reason why you're not liking a specific tool is because of the medium or the brand or anything. So go ahead and use things that you haven't tried before. It'll open lots of new doors. I love this gold gel pen, by the way. Always have a goal in mind for where you're trying to get to. This might be something that is really far away, or something that's a little bit more tangible, but I always find it to be really motivating to have a specific goal in mind, whether it's just to get really good at black line work or to have a specific painting done. So make a planner, a list, or anything, and try to think of where you want to be in a month, in a year, in a week, and use goals as a way to motivate yourself to practice. It was really hard for me to practice just for practice sake until I actually put that as a goal for myself. So frame your journey in a way that motivates you to challenge yourself and grow more. Lastly, I really want to emphasize the importance of being able to enter a flow state in which you're actually just almost 100% focused on creating the art. For me, this often means huge chunks of time where making art is really my only priority for 2 or 3 hours minimum. That way I can let everything go and just let my whole brain and body focus on creating something. It's really hard to make art while you're chatting with someone, or if your attention is divided. At least it is for me. Of course, doodles and warm-ups and just practicing hand motions are great things to do if you're watching TV, but I find if you're really going to challenge yourself and push your boundaries and do something new, you want to give yourself the mental space to do that. So block out a whole day for yourself if that's possible, just to work on art, and you can use all different kinds of mediums. You don't even need to finish a project, but really prioritize giving yourself that really unadulterated, uninterrupted focus time. You never know, you might end up making something really amazing, or you might hit a little road bump like I did here. All right, back to the drawing. Now, all 10 of the tips that I listed aren't really just limited to art. If you're a scientist, you probably are already doing all those things all the time anyways, or an athlete. So don't get too intimidated by the fact that this is about art. Now, just for last little sparkles, my classic finishing touch, and this print is basically ready. I'm going to mount it and sign it, and then I'm actually going to sell this. This is actually one of my motivating goals, is to sell my originals for COVID-19 relief. So every Monday I'll be putting the painting or art piece I'm working on as a listing on the shop, which you can purchase. So thank you all for supporting me. Please like and subscribe if you like the video, and have a great day.